Hello guys, welcome. So I'm kind of annoyed because I was talking to my computer when my screen recording software wasn't recording. Yay! So I've already done this, and then it wasn't until I was like 30 minutes in that I actually realized it wasn't recording. So anyways, my name is Alexis, or AJ, or Jaelie. Call me what you wish. And this is my channel, and this is my avatar, at least now from the photo. So I'm just going to explain to you guys of pretty much the basics. I'm going to, or it's a series. It's going to be a series of editing for IMVU, this chat software where you have avatars, and I hope you guys enjoy it. This first video is for, pardon me, sorry, I yawned. Anyways, this first video is to how to take screen captures on IMVU. So there are two different types of screen captures. One includes the background, the other doesn't. So the first one is that will include the background is asterisk HIRESSNAP. So high res snap. The next one is asterisk HIRESNOBG. That is asterisk high res no BG. So no background is the long term. So an enter. After that, it saves each photo onto your desktop. This and this. So I now have two copies of the same photo, just one has the background and one does not. As you can see here, they're the exact same photo, just one's backgroundless and one's not. Dealing with a backgroundless photo is so much easier when it comes to editing, because the fact being, you don't have to fight around all the little tiny spots that have a background. It's just all empty. It's a blank space, just like air. So other than that, I just have a few tips on before taking your screenshot. First of all, don't have a ton of accessories. You want to limit your accessories to next to nothing. Usually I wear eyelashes. I'll show you how this is what my avatar started at like. I wear eyelashes, I have freckles, I have a nose ring, earrings, and I find it harder to work around that stuff because as you're working, you won't want to erase it, but you also want to have them. You don't want it, or pardon me, I'll rephrase it. You don't want to erase it, but you also need to work underneath it, which is going to be tricky if you have them on. And it could end up having discolored spots on your edit because of the fact you did smear them into your painting. So I removed all of my accessories, all of them, because I didn't find any of them were mandatory, because you can just add them back in the editing stage. Next, I don't know what I did. Anyways, my next big thing is you want to make sure your hair is down. For beginners, it is a lot easier to have it, or to edit when the hair is down, rather than going in so many different directions that it's so hard to work with. Even I nowadays have issues with it. So here's something. Let's see how this one looks. I don't really like it. I find it too short. How's this one? Okay, I think that one looks decent. And this will also help show off her womanly areas, so that I can show you guys how to properly shade and stuff. It may sound weird now, but when you start editing, it's gonna be nothing. Okay. Another tip I have, and I'm also gonna emphasize, I'm not a professional or by any means. I'm just a girl who wants to help other people, because the fact being, she understands how hard it was to start, especially when there wasn't many tutorials with voiceovers, and that, so anyways, begin when you're choosing your outfit. Be mindful when you're, like, in the future, you can end up completely recreating your outfit, maybe, if you get that talented, or if you have that special ability. I do not, so I usually just edit it a little bit and leave it. Anyways, so something like this wouldn't be too bad if it'll ever load. The one day it chooses to be slow. Oh, that's why. Anyways, something like this wouldn't be too bad, except for the fact being it has like creases, but I guess not that bad. The hardest part that would be to repaint this is the rings, because you would need to know how to paint something that looks metallic, and the straps and stuff, because you need to learn how to paint leather. But my advice is staying away from layers and wrinkles until you do improve a little more. So, and even like fancy designs I find harder to work with, so I'm going to stay away from that too. I know my last screenie had it on, but I prefer just to stay away from it. So, and lace, because it has a lot of holes that you will need to mimic. Advice is stay away from it. I think I'm just gonna use this because it's super easy. It has one tiny design. Okay. Next thing I have to say is I like a shoulder scaler. I don't know, it's just personal preference. This is not needed by any means, but it just shrinks the shoulders a little bit to make your avatar look a little more womanly, or to me it looks a little more womanly. But it's not mandatory. A big mandatory thing with scalers is a hand scaler, because then your hand isn't bigger than your face and really abnormal. Okay, a really, really, really important thing that I cannot stress enough about is a light, face light, body light, whatever, still a light. So you see the difference between that? It just added these shadows and discoloration, this discoloration and shadow, the cheek discoloration and shadows. With the face light, it takes all of that away and it gives it a natural, like, to me it's natural shadows and stuff. You can figure out like where shadows go, and you might find it a little harder, I understand, but you have to think, you want your edit to look like a bright, like it was possibly a photo. At least that's what I like mine looking like. Like, I want it to be bright lit, not all like weird shaded, weird shadows, and etc. So I prefer to do it with a face light, and so do a lot of editors, at least that I've seen. Anyways, after you get your face light on, one last thing I have to tip you. Two more things I have to explain. One is try and take your photo as straight on as possible. Never gonna be perfect, no. Understandable. Even I can admit I don't think I've ever gotten. Sorry about that, I keep yawning. It's really in flight. I'm sorry. But you want to try and have it as straight on as possible. Like, as much of a profile shot as you can get it. At least, like, again, these are just my preferences. I'm not a professional. But my preference is to have it as straight on as possible for your first edit, or first view at least. Because then you can learn to do the actual proper full face straight on, and then from there you can learn to do like 3/4 view and half view and stuff like that. And it's just like, I focus on, when I do my edits, just right here, I try to focus my editing on the face and just around the face and the neck and chest, because that is what I feel is more of a focus. Like, when you start expanding on your edits and stuff, yes, you can like eventually zoom out and learn to do all the features, but as a beginner, it's highly unlikely you're going to be able to know how to do it right off the bat. So stick with a closer view, and it's not gonna be worrisome. Don't worry about it. You'll learn eventually how to do bodies and stuff, maybe. I'm still trying to teach myself that, so everyone has weaknesses and stuff. Anyways, so my last thing I have is skins. You never want to skin way too light. Like, you've got some skins here that are white. Like, just white. That's all this skin is white. You cannot see the line for the shading for the bosoms. You can barely see the collarbones. You can't really see the bridge of the nose. And the lip line, you can't really see it. You don't really have a lip line or cute bow or that. You also got the problem where a skin is just So I'm gonna find a skin that's dark. I'm just gonna search dark and see if something pops up. Okay, so sorry about this. Trying to find it. Okay. This is not to be racist by any means. I am just saying that I don't know if this isn't like this is fine. This would be fine to work with. Like, maybe not the makeup, but it'd be alright to work with. And like, it's a little lower quality, but here we go. Maybe this. Okay. So dark makeup is another thing to stay away from. At least when you first start out, because then you can't tell the start and the end of your eye or whatever. It's a little harder to fathom. Okay. So this is a furry skin. But my advice is to stay away from skins that are just literally black with a little bit of white highlights. Like this one, it has white on the nose and black cracks. Because if it's a black skin, it's gonna be more of a gray skin. It's gonna be a lighter black skin, and then you're gonna have to use solid black for the shadows, and that never looks good. It's just not something that is advisable to do. Like, try it if you wish, but So I'm just going to go back to my basics. That's not basic. Aha. So, anyways, that's pretty much all you need to know for now. Is that, or that's all you need actually before you take your screenshot. And now you just use asterisk HIRESNOBG. So make sure it's as straight on as possible. Center, making it centered is nice too. And then you press enter, and it's going to, oh, it's gonna freeze. That's another tip, is make sure your avatar isn't blinking, because that's not gonna make for a good edit unless you're purposely trying to do that. And even so, it's not gonna make it look decent with it blinking. So again, high res no BG. So asterisk HIRESNOBG and enter when your avatar is not blinking. And then it will save it to your desktop, and you now have your screenshot for the next step, which is getting into the editing. So thank you guys so much for watching. If this helped you, leave a like. If you need any additional help, comment down below. I'm going to hopefully have a new tutorial I'm hoping every Tuesday. If not, it's going to be just odd days where it's quiet in my household. And other than that, I'll have some speed paints up for you guys at sometimes. And again, I'm going to emphasize, I'm not the best artist. I'm not professional at all. I'm completely self-taught and still improving my skills to this day. And I don't know absolutely everything about everything, but I'm trying my best to help people. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys stay tuned for my next video. Also, if you liked, subscribe, and maybe go follow my Instagram, and you can see some other things from there. And add me on IMVU if you'd like, at Jaelie. I'll have everything down below. And yeah, have a great day or night or whatever. Bye bye.